On the last episode of Reroll Expectations, Rufus, Ari, Shortwing, and Lorelei managed to reach the Tomb of the Arkalis family safely, but as soon as they entered they were trapped and separated from Lorelei. Searching for any hint of a family relic, haunted voices paired with a chilling atmosphere is keeping everyone on their toes. I sure hope no one beefs it.
Okay.
Well, is there anything else in this room that, like, do you guys... Are we done here?
I'm not going back in that room.
Something about the seal. What seal? There's glass in the main room, right?
It's the huge glass bricks.
A seal for what? Sealing what?
I show him the little tiny scroll.
And what did it say? It was like the seal on their
To
rest?
gaze upon the
something?
royals, you must undo the seals that bind their rest, and let the angel of mercy see them one more time.
Well, the Angel of Mercy must be this here statue. And perhaps the royals are our dead friends in the other room.
We still have another door to the left here that we can go check out, too.
Oh, I thought there was just the two doors.
No,
on the right side.
there are 4 doors total.
Oh.
The two in the front go into that main chamber.
Oh, okay.
No, there's 2 separate chambers to the front.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The left went to the room with all the coffins with the key wall thing.
Correct.
And then the right was the spooky embalming room.
Let's go the left or left.
So the other left room?
The other left.
Your other left. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'll take the lead on this one.
You enter the room and see 6 small stone coffins, each one having seen at least a few hundred years worth of erosion, and it's faded
How
away
long?
whatever intricate designs or names in the annals of history. Above each coffin is a small shelf of offerings and empty, decorated vases.
More coffins?
Did these coffins look? You said they had like ornate carvings or something, like names above them. Did they seem more like, I don't know, like important than the previous coffins we saw?
Not more important, they're more faded, probably because they're older. From what you can gather, there's an older part of this tomb. These coffins are older, and whatever designs that were inscribed on these coffins has long faded in the stone.
So it's not like they're fancier coffins than the previous coffins.
No, they're just older and more worn by time.
Detect magic is still active. Is there anything I should know?
Like I said, it's one big magic soup.
Damn it, Jeff. I wasted a spell slot. I'm just kidding. It was a ritual. Okay.
Seems these coffins are much older than the previous ones, but they don't seem any different. I would imagine the royals we are looking for would perhaps be buried somewhere more intricate or something.
Any doors in here?
No.
Just coffins and something of scribble on the coffins. And a big layer of dust.
Yeah, and above them is a small shelf of offerings, like vases where you can probably assume there were flowers placed at one point, or small offerings of maybe bits of ancient currency, or what you can assume to be wooden toys, stuff like that.
Sure.
Should we try the last room?
Okay.
And there's one final room we can check.
Correct.
So how many coffins are there?
In the room you're in right now,
Yeah.
there are 6 small stone coffins, definitely about half the size of the coffins you saw in the first room.
Can I go to the second one from the left and pick up the vase and look into it?
Yeah. You don't see anything inside the vase itself. It's a small bronze vase with very faint inscriptions of some ancient language. It's mostly what you understand as common nowadays, but nothing you can comprehend. Like how Old English looks to us, it's kind of like that.
Can I identify it as Elvish or Druidic?
Neither.
Okay. If I dump it out on the shelf, nothing comes out?
Dust.
I proceed to do that to everyone. Are they all bronze?
They are all roughly the same. Some are a little bit nicer. Some might be silver instead of bronze. But out of one of them,
there was script on there that we couldn't read.
just like it's just how like
Worn and faded.
worn and faded, and because it's an older version of the common language, like how we try to read Old English, and we're like, what the fuck does this mean? That kind of stuff. But out of one of the vases, a small silver key falls out.
Well, what do you know?
There's key number 1. Perhaps key number 2 might be in the last room.
Should we, maybe go back to the original idea and maybe open these up?
Up to you. What do you guys think?
Well, it couldn't hurt.
Let's see if I have like a crowbar or anything.
I'm not very strong. Can one of you help me?
While you guys are
Yeah.
deliberating, can I have all three of you roll a perception check?
Dirty 20.
19.
I got a 10.
Rufus, you hear the very faint giggling of small children in the corner of the room, but when you turn to look at it, there's nothing there.
Did you guys hear small children just now?
Not again.
No, I didn't.
I don't know why this place is affecting me so much. I'm sorry. I could have sworn I heard small child laughter just now.
Have you tried to just focus more on what's real?
I'm sorry, Aramin. I apologize.
Apology accepted.
He'll accept apology, but he won't dish one out.
Oh, not this again.
Someone's a little salty.
You will accept apology from him, but you give me that crap?
Now all
I've
three of
gotten
you
over it.
hear that faint giggling of children, but this time not in just one particular corner, but just sort of echoing through the room, faintly.
Like Dolby
I'm
7-1.
going to...
Sure.
I'm going to, on the ground, it's real dusty, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to draw like a tic-tac-toe board and then put an X in one of the spots.
What are you doing?
Ooh, I want to play.
Let's see if they play.
Wait, you hear the voices now too?
It's a D&D level of Ouija board.
You see a very faint circle drawn in the dust in one of the squares.
What the frick?
Wait, which square though?
Yeah, I put mine in the
Yeah.
top left.
Do I
Oh,
get a
you always start in the
fucking-
center.
The center's for weak hands.
Exactly.
Hold on, let me pull up a fucking tic-tac-toe thing to track it.
Oh, come on, Jeff. It's 3x3. You can handle that.
No, it's not a matter of that. Listen, all right, I am not a smart man.
Yeah, well, I am, and I'm playing kids, so I need to win.
Okay, so you put yours in the top
Harvard
left.
scholar gets beat by minors in tic-tac-toe. I'm
Dead
waiting
kids.
for it.
I get beat by dead kids.
You said top left.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna screen share this bad boy, so I make sure it's right. So you're going right here, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and you see
Poor
them
strategy.
circle it right there.
Oh, this kid sucks.
Yeah, kid's not good at all. I'm gonna
Trash
put an
talking
X.
dead children.
I'm gonna put the X above their circle.
You see them slowly draw another faint circle in the center of the tic-tac-toe board.
What a dumbass! I'm gonna put an X, top, middle, and then a line through the X's.
You see them draw a wow, fuck you, noise. I was trying to be dramatic here. You just made a bunch of noise on my computer that no one's gonna hear but me. You see them start to draw that same circle in that last spot, but before ending the circle, it just draws a straight line off of the tic-tac-toe board before stopping abruptly.
I think they're a sore loser.
Perhaps we shouldn't mess with the undead.
I think they enjoyed it. They haven't played in years. And then I'm gonna spell out. I'm gonna write, "Do you need help?" Question mark.
This is like Stranger Things, where it's like you're gonna have all the letters and shit.
Ari, can you roll me a reflex saving throw?
What? What? So what is that? Strength saving throw or like?
Oh, sorry, dexterity. That's old school 3.5 stuff when it was like you have reflex saving throws and con saving throws. No, just roll me a dex saving throw.
Oh, a 9.
And one of the vases that you threw on the ground, that Shortwing threw on the ground, comes flying.
I didn't
and
throw
clocks
any
you in the
down. I
back of the
dumped
head.
them all out.
He did dump them out. I was the only one that really.
Either way, it's coming flying from across the room and clocks you in the back of the head for a single point of damage.
Great.
And you hear the faint giggling once more.
Okay, I'm going to first go, "Ow, rude," and then I'm going to write, "Can you help us?" Question mark.
Sorry,
Draws a middle finger in the dust.
getting text messages because my friends apparently want to go play video games, but motherfucker, do you know that I'm busy?
Video games?
Video games. Video
Vidya.
games.
What
Vidya.
video games?
Reminds me of W.
Probably Zoo Tycoon.
Probably Club Penguin.
Maybe GeoGuessr. I want to play that with my
I don't
friends.
even know what the hell they want to do right now, but too bad. Sucks to be that. Go ahead and cut that. We're not going to talk about that on the podcast. A
Definitely going to play
large
Club
gust
Penguin
of
after
wind blows your writing away as the giggling starts to trail off before it fades away.
Not very helpful, children.
Most kids aren't, in case you were curious. Most kids are
Yeah.
dicks.
Okay.
What did you really expect here, Aramin?
I don't know. I figured nobility would be a little more composed.
Perhaps.
Well, we have the key. Should we try the first room again? Or the last room?
We need 2 keys, though.
Well, we have one key. Now we need the last one.
Right. I think the last one's likely in the final room.
Okay, so I'm gonna do something kind of off the wall here. I want to like do a druidcraft thing where I kind of like spin with my arms out and cause like a very small circular gust around the room. I'm looking to like blow dust on the wall, or sorry, just blow on the wall and see if I can see like any impression or like any weird shapes in walls for like paths or anything. Like I'm actually looking for like any type of break or inconsistency in the wall around us.
You raise your arms and begin to spin in a circle like a small child at a McDonald's playground. And the dust Listen, I'm trying over here. And the dust begins to circle and blow outwards. But you don't see anything of note. The cake? Scones, cake. This place is all full of baked goods. FYI, guys. The dust just, flies into the air and begins to coat the walls, but you don't see anything of like structural weaknesses, I guess, or breezeways.
Deeper impressions or breezeways, yeah.
Or no spooky children outlines, nothing like that.
No spooky children, Nagasaki wall stains or something like that.
Wow, that's dark. Okay.
That's another way of putting it. Anyways, I guess we're...
Was looking for a secret tunnel. But I think we're done here.
Alright, let's move on.
Okay.
I'm gonna head to the last room that
I'm
we
gonna
haven't been to yet.
I'm gonna hold up the rear.
Okay. You enter the final room, and you are greeted with the holy symbols of Ira, the goddess of life and death, painted in black and white on the back wall of what you assume to be a chapel. Ira's tender hands reach down from the roof to embrace the body that will be placed on the stone slab at the center of the viewing stage before being laid to rest one final time. And before it is a very small wooden podium.
It was like a chapel.
Mm-hmm.
Give or take.
It's like the funeral room.
Yeah, it's like the. So we've got the embalming room, we've got the coffins, and then we have like the, I don't know. It's like, this is literally like a funeral home. Like,
I'm guessing this entire room's lit up too, Jeff.
Like I said, it's a very dull, somber flame on these scones on the wall.
No. Detect magic.
Yes. Although there are some parts of this, like, and for example, the painting of the two hands. There's nothing there. It is just regular paint and stone.
Okay.
there's no, there was like vases in the last room. There was like shelving in the other room. There's nothing like that in here.
There's, small broken pews, benches, whatever we want to call them, and a small podium at the side of the stage.
Is there any type of books or like scriptures in the pews or like anything like that someone would read from?
No. The religion of Serene, or at least in funeral rites, doesn't really come along with that kind of stuff. Like biblical? That's not the right thing. Like Judeo-Christian religions will often have Bibles or holy texts inside their chapels for funeral rites. They don't have that in this universe.
There isn't like a book that everybody signs on the way in.
There is no guest book, no. Not in the pews.
I'm gonna look for a key like underneath pews or like up near
Podium.
the
I head to the
staging
podium.
area.
On the podium, you do find a small, not small, regular-sized tome.
So there's the book.
I was looking for the book. But Jeff didn't want to give it to me. I know I had to work a little bit harder for it.
Listen,
Okay.
I'm working on world building, and they don't have regular holy text like that. Also, most fantasy worlds don't. All right.
Okay, so are we talking like Goosebumps or like War and Peace size tome?
About the height of War and Peace.
Okay, I'm glad
But
somebody picked up
But
on
like
that.
a small form factor. The smaller form factor. It's not as tall.
It's the pocket Bible size. Okay, does it look dusty or recently touched?
Super dusty, just like everything else inside this old decrepit tomb.
Okay.
Dusty ass tomb. What the fuck?
What's in
I
the book?
draw tic-tac-toe symbol.
What's
No,
in the
I'm
book?
kidding.
What's in the box?
I open the front.
What's in the
like,
box?
the hard cover to see what's in the front page.
As you do, all but one of the pages crumbles to dust. The last remaining page seems to have been written down in what you can make out to be Elvish to a degree, but nothing you can quite comprehend. Like, the words don't make sense.
Well, I know
What?
Elvish, so
Yeah.
make it sound like Pig Latin for me.
Well, it's not a matter of that. The words don't form a cohesive sentence. It's like not trying to read English, but like really poorly translate Google text or
So
Google
it's like
Translate.
Elvish if they were drunk while they were trying to write it.
Yes,
I have
also
done-
translated like back and forth 6 times through Google Translate.
I have done lots of studying. Could I see if I could decipher what it says?
Sure. Can you give me an Arcana check? Arcana is a skill in 5th edition, right?
It is.
yes, it
I would have
is.
figured history, but yeah, Arcana
How much
works.
3.5 have you played?
I started at 3.5, my guy. It's always ingrained in my memory.
Damn it.
Roots.
13?
13. You can decipher a couple words at the very top of the text, and it reads calming of emotions. But from what you can gather, it is most likely a magical scroll.
I'm going to take that page out.
Yeah, you now have a Scroll of Calm Emotions, which is a spell in your School of Wizardry. So if you were to choose to do so at some point in time during the downtime, you're able to write that into your spell book.
Sick. All right, you said Scroll of Calm Emotions?
Yes, calm, not calm emotions, calm emotions.
That's what I
Big
said.
difference.
I heard calm emotions, and that's a whole different book.
Okay.
Do the seal. Okay.
Can you say there was like a statue, or is it a painting behind
Is
the
a
book?
painting of two hands, like dipping down to embrace where the body would be if there was a body there. It's the holy symbol of Ira, which is the goddess of life and death. It's nothing you wouldn't be too unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
Maybe not in this grand of a chapel, but you know the symbol. It's familiar to you.
Is this the angel the scroll was mentioning?
I do not know. I don't know a lot about religion. We did not practice such things in our tribe.
I would guess the angel is the angel statue in the other room, no?
Perhaps?
Can we
Seems
take
that would make the most sense.
Can we take the painting?
It's painted up to the stone.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
like a frame painting. It's like a big tapestry painting mural on the wall itself. You can't take a whole stone wall.
Could if you tried hard enough.
Did we already investigate the pews for anything?
Yeah, I looked underneath, didn't see anything.
Alright. Maybe there's nothing in this room. Maybe we gotta go start popping some coffins.
I suppose.
All right.
I'm gonna head back to the original room we went to on the left-hand side.
Okay. Once again, you are greeted by the 7 stone coffins lining the wall of the chamber, and the storm outside begins to roll with thunder louder and louder, and you can almost hear the wind whistling through the tomb itself.
I'm gonna attempt to open the coffin nearest me. So I guess the first one to my left or whatever.
Sure. Give me a strength check.
It's not that good. It's only 11.
It's an 11. You try to pry and grab at what you assume is the lid to this coffin, and it just does not budge, whether it's by weight or by some seal on the actual stone itself. There's no way for you to slide it aside.
Like it's sealed, or he just did not.
Well, you wouldn't know because
So-
you didn't try it.
So there
I'm
was
watching.
like some kind of resistance that didn't seem as though it was just too heavy.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay.
I believe these are it's not budging. I think it could be magically sealed. It didn't seem like it was just too heavy. It just seemed impossible to move. Perhaps this is what the scroll we read was referencing, the magical seal we had to break somehow.
I do have this small key. Should I go see if it'll do something?
I don't know if it'll work without the second key, but I guess it's worth a try.
Maybe it's the first step.
I'm gonna walk up and.
You put the key in, and then somewhere across the tomb, you hear a faint clicking noise, followed by the sound of wood falling to the floor.
Well, that's
Interesting.
interesting.
Do we have a sense of where it came from, or
Yeah,
does it
can
just kinda
I
sound far
determine
away?
with my owl ears where it came from?
You can tell it came from the chapel.
Just the chapel. That was the room that we just came out of, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, let's
I
go
don't-
check it out.
Little ears tell me that was in the other room we just came from.
All right. And we head back.
Who is the last
Right
one
back.
to leave the, are you guys all leaving the room?
I'll hold up the rear again.
Okay, Shortwing,
Well.
as you're the last one to leave that room with the 7 stone coffins, you hear faint whispering going, "We will release you from your meat prison."
I'll just do an owl head spin. I haven't seen anything in the room.
Nothing.
Everything all right, Shortwing?
I think I heard some of the voices you guys were talking about. Something about a meat prison.
They're always talking about meat. I don't know why.
Speaking
Maybe
of
there's
which,
a
I'm
butcher.
hungry. Good berry. No, I don't have it. Kid.
The
Well,
last
good.
one was talking about something called Arby's. I don't know.
RB, roast beef, RB.
Too bad neither of us tried to like yell at Lorelei through the tomb to see what the hell we were supposed to do. We were just like, "Oh, door's shut. She's dead." Okay,
As you
we're
walk
going.
back into the chapel, you see the podium where the book had once sat has completely collapsed on the ground.
Like solid, like with the
No,
floor.
like
Like it tipped over.
someone kicked it in, and his whole it was like a cheap a cheap Kmart podium.
Ooh.
Someone hit it too hard and it just collapsed.
Is there anything like where it once stood?
There is a small There's a small little door in the
Indentation.
the stage itself where it was standing.
Is there like footprints, like like Paranormal Activity 1 hoof prints or anything around the area? Like,
Give me an investigation check.
natural 20.
While you don't see any footprints, as you walk by the pews, you get a sudden chill. And not a chill of like, oh wow, that was kind of cold, but a chill that goes down to the very bones of your body itself.
Whoa, guys, something's off about this room.
Do I see any big glowing? Any more big glowing?
Nothing that you can see standing out from what you've already seen.
I just
I'm
got
gonna
a
go
really
open.
bad feeling.
I'm gonna go open the door where the podium was.
Yeah, you see a very small, ornately decorated wooden box.
I grab the box and
I
then
don't
open
know
it.
if you should do that.
I'm sorry, what'd you do with the box?
I picked it up, and then I opened it.
What's in the
there's-
box?
What's in the box? There is another small silver key inside the box.
I grab it and I lift it up. I found the key.
Perfect.
Can I have
It's like a-
everyone roll me a strength saving throw?
The
I was gonna
fuck?
say this is like a fucking escape room right now. We're just like,
Jesus.
Isn't that what all
Dude,
dungeons are
Natural
technically?
fail. Natural
so.
fail. Before
13.
modifier, I got a actual 0.
you said strength check.
Correct. Strength saving.
got
I got a-
s-
I got a 13.
Oh, saving throw.
saving throw.
I got an 11.
Car-sized boulder lands on me insta dead.
Rufus and Ari, you guys are immediately knocked to your feet by a massive gust of wind emanating from some otherworldly place inside this room. No particular direction or origin point. It just comes at you like a force of nature. Shortwing, however, you are blown out of the room entirely and somehow carried across to the room with the 6 small coffins.
Okay, so it was the far left room.
Yes.
Okay, and I just slide across the floor.
No, you're blown, like tumbling and everything. Like if Calvin and like when Calvin gets tackled by Hobbs in the comics, like that, but it's wind.
Okay, I got you. Like tumbleweed, but human.
Yeah, you got blown away, and not in the fun way.
Okay.
What was that?
Oh man. I'm a little
not sure.
Is it still coming at us, or
No,
is
it's
it just like it was
one
one
big
and done?
gust that blows you over, and then it subsides.
All right, I stand up and I notice that Shortwing is missing, and I call out for Shortwing. Shortwing, where are you?
Shortwing, where are you?
Okay, I guess I'm standing up at this point, and I hear them hollering, but I'm like struck with fear.
I'm in the other coffin room.
Do they hear me?
Yeah, they can hear you just fine. Can
Let's
you
go.
give me a perception check, Shortwing?
Of course. 17.
You hear the faint giggles of the children from earlier, but as soon as it comes in and rolls past your ear, it quickly fades away once more.
Okay, I bolt out of this room into the main lobby again.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out there by this point, I would say.
As you guys both enter the main room, you see a skeletal figure in the doorway of that room where the panel for the keys is, and it slowly turns and its bony head creaks at you, and you hear this guttural whisper of, "We will release you from your meat prisons."
And then something about Arby's.
We have the meats.
I'm gonna firebolt it.
You're gonna firebolt it?
Yeah.
Is it
Sure.
the one that was standing in front of the glass?
I'm sorry?
Is it the same figure that was standing in front of the
No.
glass?
It's staying in the doorway of the same room where all the 7 coffins are.
Sure. Okay, so carry on.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. That's a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. D10. 10 damage.
You clock it. Your firebolt flies forward and lands right in its chest cavity, and you see flames burst through the skull itself, but it is still standing, and it goes and grabs an otherworldly sword from beyond the doorway and turns to look at you.
Oh shit.
Can I have
Really pissed it off this time, Aramin.
Can I have everyone roll initiatives?
What is the size of this creature?
It's a regular humanoid skeleton.
Okay.
My initiative is a 17.
Mine is a natural 20. So
17 as
20.
well.
My dex is a plus 2.
Okay, I have a +2 dex.
Oh god.
Rochambeau for it, boys.
He can
Rock,
go
paper,
first.
scissors.
He can go first.
Alright.
Alright, so top of the order is Aramin.
I am going to firebolt it again.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, a 7.
Does not hit,
But
unfortunately.
it's a natural 1, but the modifier makes it a
Does
7.
not count. In fact,
I-
it means you do nothing.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a negative. I wanted to be
Okay,
honest.
you want to clear the air on that one.
Yeah.
So up next,
I'm gonna run as far back in the same room as possible from this thing.
sure.
'Cause he's probably pissed off at me.
Probably you just
Go get him,
you
Rue.
just set his chest on fire.
Go
Up
get him,
next
Rue.
is Rufus.
Okay, so I'm gonna run up to it. As part of my attack action, I'm gonna cast Booming Blade.
Hell yeah, brother.
Steven is stored still.
Say what?
Steven is stored still.
Who's Steven?
I don't get it.
Steven was the electric incarnate. So
Oh,
you do
yeah.
1d. Was it 1d4
Oh,
or 1d6 electricity damage on your next attack?
That's true. Are we gonna count
I
that?
didn't forget. He hasn't attacked anything thus far.
That's technically true.
Did I say do you have that power? Did I ever say that? I don't think I did.
Well, I did absorb elements.
He did absorb elements naturally.
that doesn't
I-
mean that you get to suddenly have elemental damage.
But Steven's
That's how
an
it
element.
works.
I think it was the next attack, like the
In-
next one attack.
Yeah, so
I don't think
the
I
way-
said this at all, but all right, cool.
The
we're
way
gonna roll
absorb
with it.
elements works, the spell captures some of the incoming energy, and then you have resistance to it, blah, blah, blah. And then the first time you hit with a melee attack in your next turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 damage of the triggering type, which would be lightning in this case.
That
He ran
says
out of
next
amps over
turn,
the course of 2
and
days.
that was like a day ago, but sure, I'll let you have it.
All right. I was expecting to be like, no, but I mean, cool, whatever. Lightning damage.
That's pretty good. Okay, so that's going to be a, let's see, I think a 25.
That is a hit.
Okay. So, all right, damage-wise, let's see here. We have 1d8. 1d8, there it is. That's only going to be 5, but we get the lightning damage. That's going to be a 5, so total is 10 damage.
All right, do you want to describe how you're striking the skeleton?
So I'm doing this one-handed, because I kind of do like since I have that magic sword, I can kind of separate it from its other side. I'm just going to take kind of like a big overhand chunk at it, like right by the clavicle.
Okay. As your blade connects with this skeletal foe in front of you, lightning arcs out of it in a familiar shade that you've seen before, and as it runs through the skeleton and hits the floor itself, it dissipates, and you hear, "Fuck you!"
But he couldn't talk to Steven. Fuck you, Jeff.
Okay. And with booming blade, now he's like whatever this creature is, it becomes sheathed in booming energy until the start of my next turn. If the target willingly moves before then, it immediately takes another 1d8 thunder damage.
Well, I hate to tell you, this skeleton is dead and also dead.
Oh.
As the lightning dissipates on the floor, this pile of bones literally becomes a pile of bones and crumbles down to the ground. But behind it, you see several more skeletons lined up and ready to come at you.
Okay, I do have a second attack, so I'm going to come up to the next skeleton and attack it. That's going to be a 15.
That hits.
6 damage, and... Oh, no, sorry, I don't add the modifier to the second attack, right? So it's just
Correct.
3. Yeah, so just 3 damage.
Sure, yeah, you hit it for 3, and now you see 6 other skeletons, all decorated in ratted, what you can probably assume to be glorious armor from hundreds of years ago, but is now much more worn and frayed and almost falling off itself, with these rusted, archaic weapons turned and their eyeless skulls just stare at you as they whisper more things about meat prisons.
For some reason, I thought these were like special skeletons. Turns out they're just regular-ass skeletons.
As far as we know.
Don't you hate when that happens? When you think it's a really fancy skeleton, it's just regular skeleton. Up next
I
is
could use some
Shortwind.
help here.
So I guess I'm falling into the room, and there were 6 skeletons, and he attacked one, and it's still standing.
Correct.
Okay, I'm sure he's in front of it, so I can't hit it. I'm going to use my bonus action to touch 3 arrows and knock one, and send a arrow at the one to his right.
Sure. The one he did not hit?
Well, one that's adjacent to him. I'm assuming he's either got one on his left or his right.
He does. He is currently flanked by 2 of them.
Okay, well, the one that would be, I guess, to his right. And,
Sure.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, that's a hit.
And it is 1d6 plus my wisdom modifier. 5 plus 3, 8 points of magic blunt. It's like magic damage, but whatever.
Yeah.
Magic blunts.
Your magical blunt. All blunts are magical. Let's be honest here, guys. Your arrow connects right in the hip area of this skeleton, and it just erupts with the vibrations of that magical arrowhead, and it crumbles to actual dust before you. And you see the same skeletal heads slowly fix their gaze onto you, and you hear more whispers saying, "It's only a temporary prison." $1 sliders on Tuesday.
I think it's like 2 to 4. Okay, how far am I from, let's say, the lineup of skeletons?
You're probably about 20 feet away.
In the doorway?
The doorway is probably about 5 feet behind you.
Okay. And my turn.
Up next are the skeletons. I really should have written down more meat jokes. I feel like this is a missed opportunity for more meat jokes. One of them is going to attack on Rufus. Does a 20 hit, a dirty 20?
That'll hit.
Not at all, dude.
Although, actually, what I'd like to do is I'd like to do a reaction to that spell.
What spell?
I have
Attack.
shield.
What spell? They're trying to hit you with a sword.
Oh, sorry, attack. My
Yeah,
attack.
sure. What does shield do?
So shield. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. You said it was a dirty 20.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not gonna fucking do that then.
You take 3 points of piercing damage as it swings its ancient scimitar and hits you right in the thigh.
My thigh.
Another one walks up to you and attempts to swing on you as well. Does a 17 hit?
This time I will cast shield.
Dropping bows on him.
So that adds a bonus +5 to my AC until my
But I assume
next
it does
turn.
not hit.
So no, will not hit.
Okay. And then 2 of the skeletons shuffle forward beyond to going around you and your two new friends. One of which walks up to Shorewing and attempts to swing on him as well. Does a 11 hit?
Meats.
It meets? Cool.
I have 11 AC.
You're going to be taking 8 points of piercing damage as it sort of just stabs forward with its little nub of what used to be a spear. And that's
Okay.
it for the skeletons. Up next is Ahriman.
All right, I'm gonna walk kind of close to the doorway, and then I'm going to point at a spot in the middle of the skeletons. There's 5 left, right?
Correct.
All right, I'm gonna cast sleep.
Sure.
Let's see. Wait, it said 5d8. Oh boy. Let's see if I can do math. 2, 6, 14, 20, 24. So starting at the lowest one, and up until, let's see. Yeah, so who has the lowest hit points out of the remaining 5?
It would be the
Or are
one
they all the same?
that that Rufus hit with his second attack.
Okay, so that one loses, subtract that amount of hit points from the
Yep,
from
I know how it
the
works.
24. Okay, so how many are asleep then?
You have your choice of any other one of them.
Just one.
Yes, one other one.
The next one closest to my friend, probably the one hitting Shortwing.
Okay, so they both fall into a, I wouldn't say a sleep because they're skeletons. You can't really tell they're sleeping. They don't have eyelids. They don't snore. But they just become motionless, essentially, as they stand in place.
Ignore those. Hit the other ones.
Great strategy.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Up next is Rufus.
So I guess I'll go for one of the ones that isn't asleep. And I will
Makes sense.
try to strike it down. Booming Blade's a cantrip, so I'm just going to use it again.
Yep. It's a pretty good spell.
That'll be a 21.
That hits.
So that'll be a 9 on the first attack.
Okay.
So He's still standing, I assume?
He is still standing, and his all the skeletons, ones that are awake, all of their skulls turn to gaze at you with their empty eye sockets.
All right. I'm going to turn to a different one and move over to it, and then attack that one as whatever nearest one is.
Sure.
That's another 21.
That's a hit.
And this time it'll only be 2 damage, though.
Yep. Once again, all of them, their skulls remain fixed on you, but they still remain in place. And you start to hear whispers of, "The flesh is a prison."
Am I able to use Booming Blade with every attack, or does it only go with your main?
I believe it's with your
Action attack.
primary.
Okay. That's what I
I'll look
figured.
at it later, but I'll say for now, probably
mean-
just your main hand.
Yeah, that makes the most sense. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, we can come back to it later. Up next
yeah, it's my
is Shortwing.
Okay, now the one in front of me, was that one still conscious?
It is asleep.
Okay.
Or what you can assume to be asleep in terms of a skeleton.
Sure, he's just in a trance.
Yep.
I want to attack the one that was in front of... Whoa, not in front of... Hi, doggy. I want to attack the one that was in front of Rue.
Which one? The one that he like cleaved into? With the big boy, the booming blade?
Yeah, there's one that's all boomy, so if it moves,
No.
it'll take damage.
No, the other one.
Okay.
Ten.
To hit,
Yep.
that is a miss.
Okay. My turn.
Up next is the skeletons. One of them is going to attempt to move, which will trigger booming blade, correct?
Correct. So they
And
will
how
take.
does that work?
They will take 1d8 thunder damage. I don't know if I roll or if you roll, but
You can roll it. I'll let you have that special power.
all right. 1.
Sick. You
Zap.
see it sort of like twitch in place a little bit and
Yeah.
then move forward and attempt to
slight
strike
shock.
you. It will attempt to strike you, Rue. Does a 15 hit? I'm sorry, 16.
I guess, yeah, my shield is done, so yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. It's going to deal 7 points of piercing damage.
Oof. Okay.
Is that also a cantrip shield?
Shield is a first level spell. I've only got 2 spell slots, so I'm trying to preserve it. I shouldn't have used
And
it at first
then-
anyway. Oh well.
The other one that you attacked previously is going to attempt to hit you again. And that's a miss. That's not going to happen. That was a 7.
Yeah. I clang its sword away or whatever.
And then you parry it.
Yeah, parry it, sorry. That's the better word.
And then a third one shuffles past and attempts to swing on Shortwing. Does a 19 hit.
Yep.
You take 5 points of piercing damage from its very rusty, was probably a long sword at some point. The tip is now long since gone. It's almost like a half blade. It just kind of cleaves at you.
And now you have tetanus.
Probably. Okay.
And then you hear the skeletons whisper, "We will let your skeletons free. Your brethren shall join us in the great beyond." Before it goes
Skeleton
up to Ari's
cult,
turn.
like they're just really into bones.
Large mocha half off.
We're fighting the Bones Brigade.
It's free real estate.
God.
Ari, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to use Magic Missile on the 3 that are not asleep.
Sure.
So one on poof, poof, poof. So the first one that had the boom blade on it will take 3 damage.
And it crumples to the ground.
The middle one will take 2 damage. And then the last one will take 2 damage.
Both of those skeletons that are still standing, you see their gaze slowly fixed to you.
Uh-oh. And then I run back 25 feet, probably into the main room.
And then up next is Rufus.
Alright, the ones that just turned their gaze to Ari, I'm gonna run up to, cast Booming Blade, and swing.
Sure.
That's probably not gonna hit. That's an 11.
Does not hit.
Shit. Alright,
You
second.
see it raise up its broken blade and parry right back with its very pitiful ancient weapon.
Damn. Well, second swing then. That'll definitely hit. That's a 23.
That is a hit.
Come on, man. That's a 2 damage.
Not very good hit though, but you do hit it.
Okay, I am going to...
You break off a rib.
Yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna action surge to get another attack.
Sure.
And if I'm understanding how this works, this is another full action.
Yes.
So do I
so
also...
you get another 2 hits.
I get...
Two
Yeah,
hits.
okay. That's what I thought.
It's pretty good.
15.
Is a hit. On the same one you just hit?
Yes, and I'm gonna... Well, I guess I can't... Can I Booming Blade on this one or no?
No, because you only get 1 spell per turn. You get one cantrip and I think 1 regular spell.
Okay, fair enough.
So no.
Okay, then that's just gonna be a 9 damage.
It falls to the ground into a pile of bones.
All right, and then whatever the other one was that's still standing, swing at that one as well with the second attack. That's gonna be 12.
That does not hit.
Damn. All right, and that's my turn.
You go to swing your blade and you just go like right between the magical joints of how it's holding itself together. And it goes whoosh. Up next is Shortwing.
So how many are conscious?
There is 1 still conscious, and the other 2 are currently in their like sleep trance state thing. I don't know how skeletons can fall asleep, but I checked the monster manual. I guess skeletons can sleep, so whatever.
They have a conscious, I guess. So
Sure.
the one in front of me wasn't asleep, right?
Correct. It is still awake. No, that one is asleep.
Oh, okay. So
There
my
should be
attack
2
will-
there, though, right?
Yeah.
There are 2 there. One's asleep, one's awake. Sorry.
Which one's doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're both within 5 feet from me. Both engaged currently.
Correct.
I think 2 of them should be asleep, and then there's
There's one more which is awake and is currently next to Ari. No, Ari, I'm sorry, next to Shorewing.
Okay, so I'm gonna attack the one that's awake next to me with my dagger.
Okay.
21.
That's a hit.
3 damage.
You nailed it. It is still standing, however.
My turn.
Up next is Ari.
All right. Since they're asleep, if I do a magic attack, do I get advantage?
Sure.
Maybe if it was a save.
I think you get advantage on sleeping targets generally. So
I'll say yeah.
It's a magic attack.
Sounds logical to me. Seems good.
That sounds
Okay.
logical.
I'm going to firebolt. Not the one that's been hit already, but the other one that fell asleep.
Okay.
Let's see. With a 25.
That's a hit.
D10. And 5 damage. Probably waking it up.
That does indeed wake it up, but you see the fire. Once again, you hit it right in the chest, and the fire travels up and shoots through the eye sockets of the skeleton, and it looks pretty fucking rad. Not gonna lie to you.
Very cool and badass.
Yes.
That ends my turn.
Yes, sir.
And you see both of the 2 conscious ones. Their gaze turns and fixes on you, Ari.
Get them!
Up next is Rufus.
all right, yeah, I'm gonna run up to them and start swinging.
Now you're already there, bud. You're next to him. You're good.
All right, I'm going up to them then, and well, I'm swinging at them. That's
Still
gonna-
want to get at him.
Yeah. That's a 19.
That hits.
He's inside of them.
First one's a 10.
Oh my. Yeah, it crumples to the ground.
Perfect. And second attack on the next one. 14?
That's a hit.
Okay. So they have, what, AC of 13 then, I guess? That's a 5.
It is still standing, and
The
you
one on
see its
fire?
eyes. This is the one that you just hit. So you see that its smoking pits turn and gaze at you.
I am unafraid.
And up next is Shortwing, who is currently behind it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and stab it. Well, yeah, because I'd still get disadvantage on my bow. I'm gonna go ahead and stab it.
Yeah, go ahead.
19.
That's a hit.
Six points of piercing damage.
You take your dagger and you stab it right in the spinal column of this skeleton, and it just falls over in half, and you see the two little legs stand up before it crumples over as well.
All right, and then with, I think it's my turn, right? The
Yes,
last
because
one's
the
not
other
moving?
skeleton is currently asleep still.
All right, so I'm gonna firebolt that one as well.
Yep.
Let's see, with a 18.
That hits.
Okay. Time to send you back to hell with 4 damage.
With beef sliders.
With our new flame broiled beef.
Yo, Arby's really hitting the free plug on this episode.
Yeah, where's our
Hey,
sponsorship,
Arby's?
Arby's?
I
Sponsor us,
don't like your
Arby's.
food, but I will take sponsorship money. I'm just saying.
Arby's roast beefs. You get it?
Number 11, chicken bacon ranch. That's the
They had the 5 for 5 deal back in the day. What insane value.
Yeah. The sliders for $1
I
are
find
pretty insane.
Arby's to be disgusting.
No, they actually have pretty good quality ingredients.
I don't believe you. I only go there for the curly fries.
I don't know about good quality.
They're better tomato than any other restaurant that I've ever been to. Sorry, fast food restaurant that I've ever been to. I guess it depends on everybody's Arby's is probably
We
subject
can
to.
agree to disagree.
We have the new like updated Arby's where we're at. They all just renovated them all.
I mean,
So
I
did
have
I
that
send the
too by my
skeleton
job.
back
It's still
to hell?
gross.
What?
Did I send the skeleton back to hell?
No, it is still there.
Fuck.
Its smoky eye sockets turn to look at you.
Just the whole head.
I thought I was gonna have my cool moment where like I hit this thing last and it explodes or something.
Nope. It would have been really cool though,
He was
but
looking
you
for the
didn't.
coup de grace.
Help!
And up next is Rufus.
I'm just imagining you like flinging fireballs and then like running back to the room, coming back in, flinging fireballs. All right, yeah, I'm gonna swing at this skelly boy. 19,
That's a hit.
8 damage on the first attack.
That destroys it. Yeah, you see its bones crumble to the ground, and right before it, the whatever supernatural force leaves it, you just hear skeletons shall reign again.
God damn it.
It's free real estate.
Was that the last skeleton?
That was the last one.
Is it all clear? Can I come back?
You're good to go. Come on in.
Thank you.
Out of combat, I want to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Sure.
Yeah, actually, I can do something similar.
I am maxed, bro. I hit max.
I want to do a second wind if I can.
You're gonna ask me. What does second wind say?
Once per. Well, it says once per short rest, but I think what they mean is that I can do that as long as I haven't short rested before, like recently.
Correct. So between rests, you can
Yeah,
you can
so-
do the thing.
I can use
The
a bonus
first-
action to regain 1d10 plus 3.
Sounds good.
First time we stepped into the room with
That's
the jars where
Back to max.
Rue punched me. How long since that room?
It's probably been about 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
I'm gonna go put the key in the remaining slot.
You put the key in, and you hear a click from behind the wall.